everyone. I'm Christine Di Maculangan. I'm the founding president of the Philippine Nurses Association of Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky chapter. Tonight, we are again hosting this episode on our Who's Who series, and I am once again joined by our current president, Miss Janet Pagigan. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Christine. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to our guests.
All
Good evening.
right. We have
Good
our
evening.
two wonderful guests for today's episode, Miss Suzy Hussey and Miss Abby Villarroya. So we'll first have Miss Suzy Hussey. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Suzy Hussey from Cincinnati, Ohio, but currently living in Bethesda, Maryland. I'm the founder of Philippine Nurses Association, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky. So I think it was over 10 years ago when the dream I've been hoping to get the Philippine nurses together to become an association where they can grow professionally and they can provide each other with support, and mentoring has become a reality. And now I am very proud that all these magnificent Filipino nurses have come a long way and creating a name for themselves in the Philippine Nurses Association as well as in the community.
That's right. Thank you, Tita
Awesome.
Susie. Thank you. Abby, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Christine. Welcome, everyone. My name is Abby Villarroya. I'm from Manila, Philippines, but I grew up in Cainta, Rizal, Philippines. I recently relocated to Miami, Florida, and I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio for 17 years due to an opportunity for a job for professional development and personal growth. I've been a past president of PNA Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky in 2014, 2016. And that's the first term that we celebrated to be the 47th chapter of PNAA Incorporated.
That is
That
correct.
is
Wow.
awesome.
I didn't
Yes.
realize that, Janet, that our two guests for today has actually left Cincinnati.
Yes,
Yes,
Now,
and they're both
so
founders too. Like Abby is the founding president when we were a chapter, and then
yes,
is
that's
our
right.
founder. And you are the founding president. How about that? All the founding people
yes.
So,
right
by
here.
the way, Abby, so you were the president in 2014, but when did you join again, PNA? When
Yes,
did you start?
yes, thanks, Christine. I'm the founding secretary in 2010 when Christine was serving as our president.
That is correct.
Awesome.
That is
Yes.
right.
And and
No,
and Christine, we would probably want to know also, Tita Susie, where did you came from the Philippines? Like what province?
hometown?
I'm from
Hometown.
Bicol, Naga City, Camarines Sur, and I went to the University of Santo Tomas for my bachelor's of nursing, and I finished my master's at the University of Cincinnati.
All
Awesome. They're both
right.
UST graduates also. Did you see that?
Yes.
Awesome.
I've been
And
in the I've been in Cincinnati for 47 years,
Wow.
46 years.
wow, that's
Wow.
a lot of years. So
Yes.
we'll go to our next question. So the next question is, what is your specialty? If you would like to start, Abby, and then where do you work right now?
Yes. So I graduated at UST too, like Tita Susie. Woo, go Uste. Commercial nurse, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
I worked there in pediatric surgery for 2 years before coming over to the US. And then my specialty when arriving to Cincinnati is oncology. So I did med surg oncology for 5 years, and then additional 5 years float pool. So anywhere they need me. Rehab. I think
Oh
I've worked with
my.
you before,
Yes,
Janet.
yes.
Telemetry, pulmo, cardiac, everywhere.
Bethesda North.
Yes,
Yes.
post-op, all of
Yeah.
that. And then, of course, when I graduated with my master's at Xavier, I went into nursing education and I loved it. Currently, I'm also still working at the bedside. So I'm working per diem here in South Florida. It's a magnet healthcare institution. And I also am serving currently as a dean of nursing for education affiliates in a campus here in South Florida.
Awesome, awesome. And how about you, Tita Susie? I call her Tita Susie. So, what is your specialty and what are you doing right now? Um,
Well,
update.
actually, it seems that God has thrown me in the field of mental health
Ooh.
because from that first time I had a job, it was at the University of Santo Tomas Hospital. I was in their psych unit. And when I went to Canada, in Ontario, I worked for 3 years in their adult psych unit as well as in their adolescent unit with McMaster University. And then I went to New York City and go to the mecca of psychiatry. That's what I thought at that time was Bellevue Hospital. And I worked there for 3 years where a lot of my mental health issues and knowledge has been challenged. Then from there, I went to Cincinnati, where I finished my master's in what else? Adult psych and mental health. And then I went into, I was a clinical nurse specialist for the Christ Hospital. At that time, it was a 700 bed capacity hospital.
Mhm.
So I was their psych clinical specialist for 10 years. And then I went into private practice for the last 35 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
now I'm finally
Wow.
retired.
Now
Oh,
retired. Tita, we want to be like you. We want to retire too.
When we grow up,
retirement. Well, I don't know. I'm really missing being where the action.
Wow, look at
I
that.
know.
How many years? You see, Janet, this is what I like about this Who's Who series. We get to know more about our board members. Like Tita Susie, I never knew that you've been to Canada. All
Yeah,
this time
I
I've
didn't know
thought
that.
you've been here in Cincinnati. I don't know why, but it's amazing. All of your, this what 40 plus years, almost
A lot.
50.
Yeah.
I've
It's all
traveled
psych,
around.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's amazing. And then Abby, oh my gosh, being in a float pool, I don't know if I can do that. But that is really interesting.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
all right, we'll now go to our big question for this series. Your why. Why did you join PNA? Well, actually, Tita Susie's would be a little bit different, right? Because
Yeah.
she's our founder. So we'll start with Abby this time. Abby, why did you join PNA Cin-NKy?
Thanks for the question. Is it a philosophical question? My answer would be, why not?
Yeah.
And I would pass the exam, right? Well, but for me, it really is initially to support my friends. So Christine being the founding president of PNA Cincinnati, and a lot of the nurses that I knew and developed close friendship with, like Janet and Cam and Russell Sadornas, who is in Texas. So I wanted to support um, the people who I arrived with from the Philippines to transition to a different place.
Mhm.
But learning more about the PNAA and its mission and vision, I truly believe in it. So to nurture or to promote the positive image of Filipino nurses in North America, in the US, and really North America, that's a wonderful mission to be part of. and the mission of promoting nursing education and research and practice. I mean, from our PNA team song, right? We're educators and administrators, and we're the best nurses, responsible, passionate, and true. How true? So I wanted to be part of something big and something memorable and meaningful for the profession. So that's why I joined. And I'm still here. And I'm still supporting PNA Cincinnati, even though I'm in South Florida now.
Miles away. That's right.
Very
That's
well
Yes.
right.
said. Yeah. Very well said, Abby. So how
Thank
about
you.
Tita? So it's not gonna be why did you join? Why did you thought of creating a chapter in Cincinnati? I think that's the
Well,
question.
it's because coming from New York, where they had an active New York State Nurses Association, and they also had a Philippine Nurses Association. I moved to Cincinnati looking for a Filipino Nurses Association, and I did not find any. And I wondered why Filipino nurses in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area seem to be lost in the crowd of nurses. And so I started networking with the various nurses. And at that time, we were very lucky that there were a group of Filipino nurses who were sponsored by the Mercy Health hospitals. So we had a brand new group to work with. It wasn't easy to really sell the idea that we do have to have an association, because at that time there was not such a belief in professionalism and professional growth. It was more, I came here to work and to earn money so I could help my family at home. And I wanted to let them know that that's not exclusive, that this is a very inclusive idea, that they can be a professional nurse, they can have a powerful association and be recognized as a Filipino group and still be able to help the families at home. So I was very, I truly believe in getting the Filipinos together so we could help support each other, mentor each other, and grow up together.
Very well
That's
said.
wow, wow, that's right. I heard a lot of things again tonight, Janet, something that I heard from both Miss Abby and Tita Susie, bringing everyone together. Who would have thought of that? It's Tita Susie who thought of that here in Cincinnati, bringing everyone together, the nurses together to form this association to support each other. I heard that from Abby as well, supporting your friends and just giving back to the profession. Who does that?
Yeah.
Nurses do, right?
Yes,
Nurses
we
do,
do.
and that's the beauty of this PNA Cin-NKy. It's a place that you can actually support your friends, grow yourself, grow and help develop each other. Not only yourself, your own profession, but also others. Mentoring. That's like a constant team. Our
Correct.
board members have been going through this journey with each other, mentoring each other, and just I think having friends makes it all fun, right? And
Yes.
so, Janet, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the part where Abby actually talk about our mission and vision.
Mhm.
Like that's true, and it's true. When I first joined, I really like, oh, I just want to be with my friends, but it becomes your family. It's really your second family.
Yes.
That's how I see it. And Tita Susie, thank you for creating the chapter, your vision of having a our own chapter here in Cincinnati. I do remember being a sub chapter. And that's really nice to see because we're part of the history right here. We're creating history. And hopefully we will continue to do this with the new nurses coming in.
What you have grown to be at this point is so much more than I've ever dreamed, that I am really, really proud of every nurse who's part of the Philippine Nurses Association of Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, because they are involved, they are learning, growing, and most of all, they are connecting and they are now visible.
All right. Yes, that's right. It's a legacy. That is your living legacy, Tita Susie.
That's right.
You know, you started the association, and it doesn't stop growing. Yeah, it
Yes.
doesn't
I
stop growing.
believe each one of us has put in a brick to create this wonderful, beautiful castle called the Philippine Nurses Association of Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky. And you are building more and more, and I'm very proud of all of you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tita
Awesome.
Tita.
Susie.
Thank you, Tita.
All right. Well, that was a very another informative session here, Janet, right? So
Yes.
thank you again, Tita Susie, for
You're welcome.
gracing this podcast. Abby, thank you so much. I know you
You're
guys
welcome.
are so busy. But again, to the viewers, we hope to see you again on our next podcast. You all take care. Have a great evening.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.